Hey guys, it's Alex, and today I'm going to give you an update as to what's been going on with the cars. I'm going to kind of do a couple of things this weekend. I'm going to work on the cars this weekend, and I wanted to give you guys an update just to know where things stand with the GT500, with the white car, and with the truck. So first of all, let's start with the GT500. So on the GT500, what I ended up doing is I got it way up in the air. I went to a good old trusty Harbor Freight and got me these 6-ton jack stands. Okay, so got 6-ton jack stands, and I got it way up in the air, a good couple of feet, enough to probably sneak the transmission out. I also bought a good size jack and a fan because I'm going to be working in the garage, because I decided to work on the cars myself. No offense to anyone who's ever done working before. That's how sensitive the alarm is in these things. I forget how you saw I just walked past it and the alarm went off. So it's kind of good to know that all that shit still works. So yeah, if you do buy the car, the alarm works totally fine. So no offense to people that have worked or have done work for me in the past. This channel can't be delayed. If someone's gonna do work for me, they have to do it within a couple of weeks. I can't wait 2 months for an appointment. I can't wait 3 weeks. I can't wait. I need to have it done now. I have money. And if you can't even schedule me in, then I'm just gonna have to do it myself. And in the meantime, why not do some content at the same time? Say, you know what, screw it. Let me just do it on the ground like you guys would. Instead of paying someone else to do it and be on their schedule, I dictate my own schedule, and it'll motivate me to actually work on the cars and actually do some stuff. Anyway, back on track. So got 4 Harbor Freight 6-ton jack stands, and I got a 3-ton, this guy right here, this 3-ton car jack. And this guy ended up being a couple $100, but honestly, you guys know which one y'all have. Y'all have the same one I used to have. Where is it? It's an aluminum one that it's okay, but the other day I was lifting the truck, and man, I was super sketched out, and it just, yeah, this guy. So this guy, 1.5 ton, I was super sketched out lifting the truck because it's not that stable, and I said, let me just spend the money. If I'm gonna work on the cars often, let me just go ahead and spend the money and just get a good one, because I'm gonna be using it a lot, so might as well get a good one. So what I wanted to do is get this guy up way in the air, work on the transmission. I could do a couple of things. I could install the exhaust, because I finally got myself a set of bone stock 1314 GT500 mufflers. You guys saw the over the axle pipes, you guys saw the headers. I don't think I have to install the headers actually, I know I don't have to install the headers in order to get some content out of this situation. All I really have to do is install the axle back, and that alone will be a huge improvement, and I can give you video based on that. So I thought I can break this up into many different videos. So let's get underneath here and show you what's going on with the with the GT500. So this is essentially my catback, and you see where the issue lies. It is right behind the driver's side. Loud. It's barely a muffler, guys. This thing is just basically a noisemaker. That's all it is. It's just a big old honking noisemaker, barely muffles some of the sound. So this would be cool if you just want to disconnect it real quick and do some track stuff for weight reduction. And I thought, okay, but it's gonna do more street stuff than anything, so might as well invest and do the stock axle back stuff. I also bought a set of MagnaFlow streets, so I'll be getting this car with the axle back with the long tube header over the axle pipes. I'll install the stock axle back, and you'll see how that sounds. I'll make a video on that. Then I'll install the MagnaFlow Street Series, give you a video on that. It'll be just up in the air, and I'll just do some revs. I won't do any driving because it's a lot of work. But ultimately, I have to do this transmission situation. So get the trans down, get the sprag in the converter, put it back up, and then I could do whatever I want. So I probably should do that first, honestly. I probably should just drop the trans, get the converter, sprag, put up in it, put the trans back up, and then I can do all the exhaust stuff, because I'm going to be taking this on and off a bunch of times for no freaking reason. So that's probably what I'll do. But today, what I'm going to do is work on taking this guy out. So I worked out a deal with a friend of mine who bought a turbo kit, but he was not really a fan of the turbo kit. Not that it was a bad turbo kit. He just started looking at, you know, oil pumps and oil feed lines and all this stuff, and he's like, dude, I have way more experience with supercharged Mustangs than I do with turbo stuff, and I'd rather just get another blower in it. I said, well, I haven't messed with turbo stuff. So he's like, well, I'll trade you obviously money on my end and take this guy out. It's already done what I needed it to do. A couple of reasons you might be asking, why are you taking this out? Number one, there's no reason to keep this. I already talked to Senior. Senior provided the kit. So Senior, you want this guy back? He goes, nope, I don't want this thing back. Sell it if you want. I said, okay. Asked for sale. Of course, there was a bunch of tire kickers, but no one really was about that life. And got a friend that said, dude, trade me this for the turbo kit. It's a single turbo kit and money on your end, and we'll get it cracking. I said, hey, love it. So in the meantime, I'll get this car converted back to NA, and I'll be working on it and doing some things I've never really done. Never really taken off a front clip on an 1819 before. Looked at the LMR video on it, looked pretty straightforward. I'm not gonna give you a how-to. I'm just gonna, you know, show you me working on the car, basically filler content for you guys to look at. I'll tune it NA, and the nice thing about tuning it NA is I can get back on E85, finally. There's E85 close to me, even though it's expensive. I don't drive this car much, barely 50, 60 miles a week. Okay, none of the cars do I drive much at all. If I do drive anything, it's the truck, and that's gonna go eventually. I got 2 offers at $32,000, and I might take it up, but I need it for now to do some running around, and we'll see if the offers are still there by the time that I need it sold. Anyway, enough talking. Let's start working on the car. Taking the front end off, taking a look at the intercooler, taking the head unit off. I don't think I have a belt. I don't think I have a belt here, so I might just get it running for the sake of getting it running, but it won't have an alternator pulley, or I won't have an alternator belt on it. So I'll see what I can do. If I have to get one at Vato Zone or something, I'll get one. But for now, let's just start taking this guy apart and getting it back, doing an NA conversion on it. There it is. Okay. Okay, one down. Now this guy should just technically lift right off. Okay, intercooler is off. Pretty straightforward. 4 bolts. Nothing looks weird or nasty. No holes, just some slight bugs that hit it. Really nice setup here. Like a super nice setup. Everything looks good. Everything looks put in order. Make sure the new guy doesn't have any air leaks, which this doesn't. I pressure tested it to 30 psi. One nice thing about working on your own stuff, where is it? You can see where the previous person, you know, might have done a no-no or two. So where is it? Oh, that bolt is still inside. Okay, I gotta get that. So this guy right here, I'll stand this up. This guy right here, homeboy did a ugga dugga and said, let's just send it. It's Loctite. Yeah, bro. So it is a self-locking situation, but it like ate up the bolt pretty hardcore. So, you know, doesn't even want to thread back in. So I might be providing the gentleman with new hardware just to make sure he doesn't complain, or he uses his existing, whichever. But gotta let him know that the previous guy did a what do you call it, a impact Loctite situation. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, let's keep taking pipes off and we'll get after it. Hey, sorry for the mess, boys, but that pipe was a little finagling to get to the clamp, which is kind of funny. So again, you guys got to be mindful that with centrifugals, you're going to have a bunch of places where the pipes come around parts of the body, okay, that it might touch. Okay, there's the out of the blower, the inlet, and the, I don't know, you want to call it exhaust, but basically the outflow of the blower right there. And you know, you're going to have potentially things that rub between the pipe coming through there, turning, and then going down to here to the intercooler. And you got to be mindful that you're going to potentially have false knock, because anything that resonates, even the slightest, makes the knock sensors not so happy. Okay, the knock sensors pick up a frequency. They don't pick up, let's say for instance, detonation, real deal, cylinder, piston rocking in the bore type movement. Let's say that's happening. Well, that has a certain frequency, and the knock sensors are tuned to pick up a certain frequency. Hell, even Roush desensitizes the knock sensors with their blower, and the way they do it is with a copper tube plumbed into the cabin so that they can tell the difference if it's the rotor's making a whole bunch of noise buzzing, or the actual, you know, a detonation octane event happening in the combustion. So all right, let's take the head unit off, and hell, we'll be done. Head unit off, bracket off, and we'll be done. I'll start packaging this guy in such a way that, you know, the new owner gets it in a, you know, in a nice, clean way, as best as possible. I want to try to clean up all the piping, make sure he gets, you know, no oil on the couplers, put all these in bags, you know, do a real nice job at it. So let's keep going. Okay, head unit's out and the brackets left. I'm really happy. It turns super smooth, zero issues, no sound, no weirdness. I mean, let me turn the fan off because I hear a slight whirring sound the whole time. Yeah, it's called the fan. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Nice to see. So hopefully the new owner gets to enjoy it as much as I did. Had a bunch of fun with this guy. No play on the shaft, no play on the impeller, no scrapes, nothing like that. I don't sell junk. I typically like to give someone, you know, good stuff, because there's no reason to start selling junk to people. It just all comes back to haunt you. Okay, bracket. Now this is what I'm gonna try to do. Obviously this isn't too exciting, but I'm gonna try to take it all apart and then reassemble it for the gentleman, because it's difficult to assemble like as you go. yeah, I can give them a PDF for instructions, but there's nothing like having it semi-assembled already. So I'll do that, and I think I'll wrap it up, because it's just a matter of taking the injectors off and finding a new belt. New injectors, new belt, slap a cold air on this guy, back to NA it is, put the nose back on it and enjoy it for a bit until I get the turbo kit in. Should be a couple of weeks, and then take the nose back off and start all over again. Might as well get after. So let me work on taking the bracket off. Alrighty, mission accomplished. Blower completely off. I kept the bracket as together as I could for the gentleman that's going to be picking this up. I'm going to try to put everything in the box and label it, but basically it's a pretty straightforward and simple kit. But as I stated before, anytime there's a turn on these kits where it can potentially hit somewhere, it will hit. So you got to be mindful of false knock, and sometimes, especially on a manual, the false knock occurs on a shift. And think about it, that makes sense. When you shift the car, everything jostles around a little bit, and if you have this much clearance between a pipe and anything around this area, it will, not that it might, it will cause false knock. So the best way to remedy that, we tell customers, is the following. Let's get great octane in the car. Let's say you have a Vortech Paxton or a Crank Snapper Pro Charger installed. I tell you, okay, let's get octane booster in it, octanium, whatever it is, let's make it hit. Since we know 100% the timing isn't super aggressive and the car's seeing less than 10 pounds of boost and it knocks, especially on a shift, we know it's false. So the next step after that is desensitizing the knock sensor slightly, and we'll tweak until we know that it's not seeing much knock, if any at all, especially if it's not octane related, and that's the best way to do it. Pump gas, octane booster, or race gas, 10 psi, 15 or 14 degrees, make a hit. If it knocks on a shift, you know that the knock sensors are picking up the pipes, slapping all up inside this setup. So wanted to bring you guys a nice little video taking apart the Vortech, also explaining some false knock stuff, keeping the content rolling. Now I'm going to get back to making this guy NA, and that'll be a separate video, but this was a good video to showcase what false knock, or what could cause false knock on Vortech and most centrifugal superchargers with pipes going all in and out of the body. Also, this also applies for turbo guys. Don't get it twisted. Turbo guys, you have the exact same issue. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you, and look at how sweaty I am. But it's worth it to bring you guys content. Next step is making this guy NA. Then after that, we'll work on the GT500, take the trans out, put the sprag in it. By then, all of the exhaust should have showed up, because I don't want to have to like slowly get into it. I want to put the exhaust on, put the stock axle backs, and then after that, put the Magnaflow Street Series, take it for a cruise, get your sights and sounds so that we can get a good up and down vote as to which exhaust sounds better, and we'll see how it drives with the sprag, keep track of the trans temps, and get after it that way. So thanks for bearing with me, thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you later. See ya.